Welcome to another episode of One of Us Knows What They're Talking About, and the other one is you. I'm Lori Burch, your host. Join us as we discuss and unpack wills, trusts, estate planning, and probate law in a way that's actually informative, interesting, and, well, hopefully entertaining. Because if you don't have a will, the state of Texas has one for you. Let's dive in. All right. This is exciting because we are entering a new era of the podcast. We might need to change the title because we're going to kind of be talking about things that none of us know we're talking about. Just kidding. Actually, the title still works because we're, maybe not always, but we're going to play around a little bit with some of these ridiculous holidays that we see that are out there, and we want to have fun with that. And so Cynthia and I were meeting recently with Sarah, and it's important in the context of the story that you know that Sarah is our marketing coordinator, right?
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about how can we leverage these silly holidays, and we told her that you can make estate planning about, or you can make anything about estate planning. And she seemed somewhat skeptical, did she not, Cynthia?
She did.
And then we said, try us. And so she started throwing them out. And left and right, we blew Sarah's mind. And that was just off the top of our heads, without any brainstorming time, without any journaling with our innermost thoughts and fears time, and without using any sort of AI. That was just us riffing.
No research.
Yeah. So anyway, putting more thought into that, we thought we would start today. Now, today, what is the day we're recording this? So for those of you who are listening or watching, this day has passed. So mark it on your calendar for next year, but you can always celebrate. What is the special holiday today, Sarah?
It is World UFO Day.
World UFO Day. Do we know why it's World UFO Day and not National UFO Day? And who decides on these holidays? These are my questions.
That's my question. Yeah.
No.
We don't know.
Yeah. We don't
on
know
any of it.
So World UFO Day. What does UFO stand for, Sarah?
Oh. I thought I didn't know. And then I remembered. Unidentified flying object.
Okay.
We're going to move past that. Okay, we're moving past it. Great, keep going.
Yeah, no. And what day, which is today, but not the day, won't be the day that people listen or watch this. What is the actual date for World UFO Day?
It is July 2nd.
July 2nd. Excellent. You know what goes well with World UFO Day and the holiday we have in 2 days is the epic sci-fi action classic Independence Day.
Yeah.
So put that on your watch list.
Yeah.
If you are not familiar, it's when Will Smith was a national treasure. There was a time. And even if you can't put aside his recent discretions, I will say Jeff Goldblum is in it. So how bad can it be?
Jeff Goldblum is in it.
Like that can sell you on pretty much any movie, frankly.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Sarah or Sam? Because from Cynthia's reactions, it seems like she has.
I have not.
Have you
if I have,
seriously
I don't
not?
remember it.
Guys, I have
You'd
homework
remember
for
it.
you. You'd remember.
I'm not really an action movie person, except for Marvel movies. So.
Oh my God. It came out July 2nd.
Yeah.
Whoa.
1996.
Nice.
How old are y'all?
I wasn't born yet.
Sam?
5 months old. Nope. 4.5.
Great. Great.
4.5 months old. The question is, were your parents married on July 2nd, 1990?
No, they wouldn't have been.
They married 2004? 2005. It's 20 years this year. That's right. That's why they're going on their cruise.
Oh, happy anniversary, guys.
Excellent. Okay. So anyway, it is World UFO Day. And you may be wondering, how are UFOs related to estate planning? And if you were Sarah a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago, I don't know, recently, you'd be saying, there's no relationship. That's completely bonkers. And I would say, au contraire, Sarah. Does the A stand for Anne?
Yes, Sarah Ann Gibson.
Sarah Ann Gibson.
Yeah.
SAG.
Contraire. So actually, I have a few things I want to go through, and I believe Cynthia has a few things that she wants to go through. And then we'll go off the rails with whatever Sarah and Sam come up with.
I feel like it's gonna be all over the place today. In a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have boiled it down to 5 ways estate planning is like a UFO encounter. 1, it comes out of nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to just like UFO sightings, legal emergencies, accidents, and sometimes even death, no one sees them coming. I'm gonna read this directly because it's just too good. You don't get a calendar invite for unexpected coma or surprise probate hearing. Do you get a calendar invite? And if you did, it wouldn't have all the information in it, would it?
No.
I like the unexpected just because the unexpected coma part makes me think of my new favorite answer when you all ask me questions. And that is what, Sarah?
What would you do if I was in a coma?
Close. If I were in a coma, what decision would you make?
That's right.
That's the new thing, Sarah.
So the takeaway here is that the time to prepare for the unexpected isn't after it happens. It's before. And since you don't know when, before is now. Am I right?
You're right.
Sarah, that looked like you have a thought.
I did have a thought.
Uh-huh. And it is?
Did you just say before is now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you not understand?
No, it just it felt really deep.
Is it?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then we'll go with that. It is very deep. Thank you, Sarah, for seeing me. All right. How else are these two things related? I really like this one, y'all. It's so true.
Good one.
Everyone becomes an expert when it happens.
Ooh.
Or I think another way to look at that is it's like all the conspiracy theories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So, one thing that is written here is just like UFO theories, estate planning myths are everywhere, and most of them are wrong. Don't trust Reddit threads or Uncle Gary's legal advice. Get it done by a real attorney, preferably one who's not broadcasting from their basement, but broadcasting from their home work pod. Listen to them.
That's legitimate.
Yeah.
They know what they're talking about. But
depends what floor you're on.
It's the second floor.
No, I know, but if you're in a basement, no credit. If you're on the first floor, it's kind of iffy. But if you're on the second floor...
You want to know how legit I am? I don't even have a basement.
Yeah, we're in Texas. Those aren't feasible here.
I was going to say, isn't that a Texas thing?
Yeah, it's not really a Texas thing. Can you imagine with the kind of soil and clay?
That's what I mean. They're just not feasible
what would
here.
happen to a basement? My brother has a basement in his house in New Hampshire, and it just has all this space in it. It's so awesome.
That's wild.
Anyway, yes. So this is actually one that we battle against a lot. And I think it's, well, let me just use this example. And it's very different because, I've done this for 20 years and the internet hasn't been as prevalent, and certainly social media hasn't as it was in the early days. And so in the early days of Burch Law, people came to the firm to get information and to get guidance. Now they have gotten all this information, good or bad, and they really want you to convince them or just do what they think. And so, I mean, we hear all sorts of things that people want to do. One of my favorites recently, because it's come up a handful of times, is where people want to use their over 65 parent to claim an over 65 homestead exemption on their home because the parent lives with them. And I guess I can understand, because that's a pretty significant exemption. I guess I can understand like why that may sound like a good thing to pursue. But a couple of people we've talked to seem to already understand what I'm about to explain, and that unless the person owns part or all of the home, you cannot qualify. Like, you can't just stay there. You can't just live there. You have to have ownership in the home to get a homestead exemption. And the individuals who understand that but still feel like, well, maybe they can pull a fast one or essentially commit fraud, is a little bit disturbing. Yeah, it's a little bit disturbing. And so anyway, everybody's an expert. Or it'll be that they think every scenario is the same.
Yeah.
Like, well, when my mother died, I blah, 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 blah. And I mean, just recently, Sarah, didn't we have somebody comment on one of our posts about, I think it was about 18-year-olds, that once they turn 18, you can't, parents don't have automatic rights to make medical decisions or have emergency medical information. And someone said, again, I don't always feed the trolls, but sometimes I do. And this person said, well, I was able to get all medical information about my mother. And I just couldn't resist, mainly because I'm not going to try and counter this. But what I try to do is at least provide some education for other people who may see the post in case they might be of sound mind. And so my response to that was, basically there's a lot of information that's being left out here. But based on just what you said, I would guess 3 things, potential options. 1, your mother consented to you having information, or your mother was conscious at the time to say, yes, talk to my daughter. Or 3rd, the hospital was committing fraud or breaking the law. I shouldn't say commit fraud. I'm still thinking about the over 65 exemption, but they're basically breaking the law. There's really no other option. And so a lot of, or something that happened, your sister, brother's uncle had to do XYZ in Arizona 30 years ago. Or, oh, my favorite, a bank told me I just need to do a small estate affidavit. First of all, they shouldn't be providing legal advice. And you can't just willy-nilly do a small estate affidavit. There's all these different factors that go into it. They only understand one account, and they would have no idea whether you could do that or not. So anyway, it can go on and on. This is one reason why that one is one of my favorites. So number 3, okay, how are they related? You might disappear.
Ooh. Seriously, Sarah?
Wow, this is really
you
deep
do the hand motions
Sarah.
with it. The ooh.
I mean, you might not be beamed up or abducted, but something may happen where you're not able to communicate anymore. And then how the heck are people supposed to be, or your loved ones be able to figure things out? Who's going to handle money? Who's going to take care of your kids? How are they going to know your passwords? And I have to read this verbatim. And how much of your stuff is about to be vaporized in legal fees? So the takeaway here is that estate planning isn't just about what happens when you die. It's about protecting what matters when you're suddenly not here for whatever expected reason. All right. Number 4 is good. Number 4 is good. Ready? And remember, there's 5, so I'm almost done here. Number 4, the government might get involved. In both UFO sightings and probate court, there's one constant. The government loves getting involved. And once they're in your business, good luck getting them out without paperwork, hearings, and a whole lot of delays, and I'll add costs. So what's the takeaway here? To avoid the bureaucratic black hole. A trust, this sounds like something I would have actually written. A trust or well-done estate plan can keep your loved ones out of court and away from legal chaos. Am I right?
Right.
Thanks, Sam. God, that was awkward. All right, last one, number 5. How are UFOs, encounters, sightings, what have you, and estate planning related? It's not just about you. If you are abducted, or, love this example, just hit by a bus, guess who's left with the aftermath? Your family, your wife, your kids, your spouse, your loved ones. And so really the takeaway here is to have this is you need to show the love for the people that you care about. And I'm going to read this verbatim too, so that they're not left scrambling when you beam out of this dimension.
Man.
You know, there's some things in here that I think I want in my eulogy.
Yeah.
Your eulogy's already 7 pages.
Yeah, well, we can add more. So finally, here's my final summary here. Aliens may be real, or maybe they're not. But when your exit from Earth or whether your exit from Earth is by tractor beam or natural causes, wouldn't you rather be prepared? I gotta just read this, okay? Don't leave your legacy in the hands of little green men or probate court. Those are the 2 options. Really? Or little green men in probate court.
You never know.
Choose your fighter.
Choose your fighter.
Choose your fighter. Protect your family from the unknown and the unknowable. Estate planning, because alien abduction is unpredictable, but your legacy doesn't have to be.
That should be our new tagline.
Exactly. Actually, you should put that needs to be like in the promo for this, or maybe that should also not instead of like do that, but then that also should be the title of the episode.
Yeah.
That's it, Sarah. You heard it here. Make a note. All right. So that's my contribution in how we can make anything about estate planning, including World UFO Day. Cynthia, take it away.
Okay, so mine's a little bit different but similar. So bear with me. The first thing, Sarah, do you want to know why today is UFO Day?
Why?
It's Roswell Day. It's the anniversary of Roswell.
Oh.
So if you Google Roswell Day, it comes up as today. So, first mystery solved. Okay, we're going to keep going now. And the lovely title for this, I like a working title, Sarah, that you could also go with is Close Encounters of the Estate Planning Kind.
Ooh.
Just saying, yes. We're adding a little bit to 100%.
This. 100%.
So the other day, whenever you mentioned UFO Day, one of the things that came to mind was conspiracy theories, and one of them was Amelia Earhart. Ooh. What happened? Did she crash? Did she drown? Did she get taken? But by who?
We love our theories.
One of them is actually she was abducted by aliens.
Oh.
So, yes, Sarah?
Okay.
No, keep going. Yes.
No, I'm intrigued.
Oh, okay. So riddle me this, Sarah. What happens if you are, let's say, just going somewhere and you leave your stuff back at your house? Like, you have a house, maybe you had a car, but you have like a bank account, you have some stuff, and you just disappear into the ether and you are presumed dead. Are you dead? People are gonna, like, there's a lot of things that happen here. You never thought about that?
Yeah, what happens to people that are like presumed dead?
So that is a really big thing. So if you get abducted by aliens, and let's say you do have an estate plan, well, they're not gonna. Okay, let's see. I'm doing air quotes here, people. They're not gonna find you. So, are you presumed dead? Are you just missing? How long is it before you are presumed dead? How long before your stuff can be distributed? What if somebody needs to take care of your stuff in the meantime? If you don't have things like financial power of attorney, if you don't have people who can make like decisions or have access to your home, like that you have given them, how are things going to be taken care of until the time comes that you are, I guess, found dead or not found dead, presumed dead, assumed dead? You are no longer with us. You have to have your estate planning in place. Like, what happens? Like, who's going to pay your bills? Who's going to make sure that, your yearly subscription to Club Penguin is paid, Sarah?
What? Wait a minute. What the hell is that? Man, I haven't heard that name for years.
I just threw, a shot in the dark, and I don't know why we're just doing this to Sarah. I could have said, Sam, who's going to pay for your Club Penguin account?
Dude, I loved Club Penguin. That was my jam.
So I'm just saying, a lot of ways that it's like estate planning, you have to plan for what's going to happen. So Sarah, once you are presumed dead, if you don't have a will, what needs to happen? You don't have to answer that, but just what needs to happen next? Does anybody know? We've told you many times.
Is it just like, does probate just happen?
Does probate just happen, Sarah? How long have you worked here?
Well, like, but if they're presumed dead, that's what's like throwing me off. I've never thought about that. I guess you gotta...
You have to go through the courts.
Yeah.
This is actually something that we in our law firm have had to do before.
Do they have to be declared dead?
Yeah, they have to be declared dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, if you show back up 8 years later with, like, no memory of the last 8 years, and it's just like a blink in time, like, you're just back. Listen, we don't know really about that. That's not where we're at. We're just saying you have to be there has to be, like, court stuff done. Sarah, did you seriously ask, does probate just happen?
Well, I was, like, specifically for these people, yeah.
It's just a magic wand. Just poof.
Just poof. We're probating now, guys.
Probate. No. Hello. I feel like this is a good time, although somewhat irrelevant, to mention no body, no crime.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm just saying, what if you vanished?
Yeah.
Just, but I think people don't think about the other little things, like your home. Like, who's going to be able
to... It's a real problem, Sarah.
Yeah.
We are doing the Lord's work.
We are doing the Lord's work. Like, who is going to go in and cancel your Spotify, Sam? Who's going to go in and, like, your Twitter and your multiple burner accounts? Come on.
Lord.
Yeah, what about that? What if... Okay, so here's another thing, Sarah. What if you decide further along the line, like, okay, you're going to name... I'm going to make people up here. I'm not going to actually go with people in your life. Like, you have your mom as your heir. Then you're like, if something happens to her, your sister or brother. And then if something happens to them, your niece or nephew, what have you. What happens if something happens to them and you have an estate plan, you have them listed, you have mom, you have sister, you have baby. What if something happens to one of them?
It just goes down the line, right?
Well, what if what if we can't prove that they're gone?
Sounds like you got to talk to an estate planning and probate attorney.
I just love the facial expressions that I'm getting today from you. They're great. But like, I feel that's one thing people don't think about. If one of the things that we always build into our estate plans is contingencies. Like, what if you had just named those people only, and for some reason, like the attorney you went to, you did schmealsandschmuss.com. You didn't actually like come to Burch Law.
Schmeals and schmusts?
Yeah.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, what if you did that and like there's nothing about what would happen if those people aren't there? What if it goes like, listen, I don't know the kind of relationship you have with your father. I think it's pretty positive, but for purposes of illustration, what if you do not get along? And like, what if that's the next person because we can't figure it out? Because we don't know. We don't know what you would have wanted, Sarah.
Think,
Man.
Sarah, think.
So Amelia Earhart just left all these people.
Yeah, or you. Like this could happen to your heirs. What if something happens to one of them?
Or
What if
your
you're-
Earharts.
Oh my god. And we're done. Wrap it up. On that note.
That's pretty good.
It was.
You're welcome.
So I feel like
I should leave now. There's no going up from that. Like I'm done for this episode. I'm not going to say
done for
another
this
word.
episode.
I'm going to go on mute.
Until the Sam and Sarah portion of this video podcast where they just go into left field.
I'm going to do an episode where it's just my facial expressions.
It's just your facial expressions.
Which I'm pretty expressive.
Hold on. If there's an episode where it's just your facial expressions, I feel like there's going to be a lot of, we need to leave all the silence in whenever Sam and Sarah get themselves in situations and they don't know how to move on from them. Those are some of my favorite times. They just don't know where to go next.
You should do a TikTok compilation. I can't say that word. It's fine.
Compilation?
Where it's just Lori's face when we do it, like our section.
Writing that down.
Okay, so in conclusion, ground control to Major U, not Major Tom. Just
That's
saying.
Line
we get it, Cynthia, and if we don't, shame on them. They shouldn't have explained.
Yeah, they should not have to have that explained.
No exposition like that.
You don't need to believe in aliens to prepare for the unexpected. I'm going to put that out there. That might be like this wild thing of, you don't need to believe in ghosts to be like, oh, hey, maybe I'm going to die one day. And no, it's not a maybe. It's not an if. It's a when it's going to happen. So it's up to you whether you actually want to plan, whether you want to talk to a professional about it, whether you, again, accredited professional, somebody who is not in the basement, somebody who is not a shady, like just online DIY situation. I guess, I mean, whether it's Little Green Men or just life being unpredictable, we've got you covered.
Fair.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, great. Well then, we should probably end while we're ahead, and yet we're not. We never do.
Yeah, we never do.
So, Sam and Sarah, what did you prepare for us today?
Hey. So we also did a list, which was not intentional. We were just brainstorming and I threw it out and we thought it was funny. Top 10 ways to get abducted by an alien.
Like a how-to.
So how to. Yeah.
Like, because if you'd want to? Like, shouldn't
Yeah.
it be
Yeah.
ways to avoid being abducted?
No. To be abducted.
Why would you want that?
I don't know, for the experience.
For the
Okay,
That's what
plot?
I have to do.
The plot.
We're doing it for the plot. Okay.
Plot twist. Okay.
Hold on.
fine.
Let me add a little disclaimer. This is only if you have already come to Burch Law or another trustworthy estate planning firm and you have your estate planning in place. Let's
Correct.
preface it with that first. Okay.
You are
You may,
banned from doing it before that.
yeah, you may
Okay.
begin.
Okay, number 1, befriend them.
Yeah. So number 2,
It's a little vague.
ask them politely via crop circle.
Oh,
Someone kills
like if you're on a deserted island and you spell out help with coconuts, it's kind of like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just with a crop circle.
Crop circle, say, please abduct me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say please because
no-
you said, why does it, like, why politely? Like, what are you thinking?
No, I think it's like
You get from that.
respect. You're nice to them, they're nice to you back.
Okay. Is it the same reason that I say please and thank you to AI? Because
Yeah.
someday
Yeah.
they're going to be our overlords. Okay.
I
Yeah.
also
Always
do the
very
same
polite
thing.
to them. Yes.
Have
Yeah.
you ever said please to Alexa?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have Alexa.
And
Okay.
Siri.
And Google.
Oh, Siri, I definitely do.
All of them.
Yeah. Because she thanks me for being so polite.
Whoa.
It's
Mine doesn't.
nice.
She just goes, no problem. No worries.
Oh,
But-
I hate that
Yeah.
expression, no worries.
I wasn't worried.
I wasn't worried. Why? What do you know? What
Siri, what are you planning?
Why are you looking into my soul? Do I act worried? Do I look worried? Why do you think I'm worried? Of course there's no worries. Something. There's all worries. Okay.
Okay.
Next.
Are we still on crop circles?
Yeah, we're
okay,
on
so
number 2.
3.
All right. Speed
Yeah,
this up.
now we're on number 3. So you're gonna go onto the Sims, specifically Sims 4. You're gonna buy the Get to Work expansion pack, and then just wait because you will randomly get abducted in the game. And
Yeah,
then
I
taken
once
to their
had a
home world.
sim that got abducted, came back pregnant, so that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'll happen to the dudes. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it was a dude.
sick. All right. So, number 4, promise them that if they let you ride in their UFO and sightsee space, that you will tip them 20% and rate them 5 stars, like an Uber.
It's actually not bad, you know. How do you communicate this to them, though? Like, how do you promise that you'll do
Google
this?
Translate.
What'd you say?
Google Translate.
Oh,
Well done, Sam. Well done.
Whoa.
She's proud of that one
Okay.
too. Look, her face
I
is the
really
color of her
am.
hair.
Guys, Sam is making a really great lateral move soon, and this is what inspired us to make it happen.
Because I'm an alien.
The level of thought that went into that. The level of thought, the level of just, everything.
Didn't even comment. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
number 5.
Number 5, make a machine that mimics the sound in space, even though there's technically no sound in space, but whatever. But whatever that sounds like, and then Morse
Yeah,
code
George
them a
Clooney
message.
going, oh.
It's something, anytime I see a space movie and you hear something and they're out in space, I just go, you're not going to hear that every time. I'm unfortunately that person.
Oh, goodness.
But
Sam, you're just such an expert.
Oh my God. I
And then-
am. Wow.
And then if you said that to me, do you know what I would say to you?
What?
It's not a documentary.
Tell me there. Anyway, you're going to make that sound machine, and then you're going to Morse code them a message saying you need to talk to them urgently so they come to you ASAP.
Are we assuming they know Morse code?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Do you know Morse code?
No.
I know SOS.
I have a little sheet in front of me.
She'll use Google Translate.
I'll use Google Translate.
All right. Number 6, Tell them we've been trying to reach them about their UFOs extended warranty. Haha, get it? Moving on.
No. Explain it to
Oh.
me.
Like a car's extended warranty,
Like the spam calls you get.
but it's a...
I just wanted to do that too.
She was really excited about that one, and it didn't land as well.
Let's move on.
It's on the
Number
delivery,
7.
Sarah.
Okay,
No,
whenever
number
y'all say
7.
let's move on, it's serious.
Yeah. Number 7, send letters in the mail like you do with Santa, and you're going to become pen pals. And then they'll kind of realize, you guys have a great connection. You're building a really great friendship. You got a lot in common. And then they'll come get you for the summer trip that you guys have been planning.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How will you know where to send the mail?
It comes to you.
Yeah, it's like Santa, right? Like you just say North Pole and it goes to Santa. I'm just going to write space and just see what happens.
I need you to do that. Thank you.
Okay, I will.
Can you hold on? I need you to do that, and can you send it return receipt requested or tracking something?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. It's gonna be a $5 well spent.
All right, number 8. Bribe them with ancient texts. We're assuming they can read.
And they
These
care
things.
about
What-
the ancient.
Like they
text.
want our
Could-
knowledge.
Could you give me an example of an ancient text?
I don't know.
Shakespeare.
This was Santa.
Are you talking about like hieroglyphics or like
Sure,
old Sanskrit writing?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
The Magna Carta. It's not really ancient.
All of it. Well, they're gonna want to know like knowledge about us, right? And our history. I'm hoping they're curious about that.
They're gonna look at us and be like, "Oh," and move on.
Oh yeah, 100%. But maybe they'll learn something from us, like how to do crop circles.
I thought they already knew how to do that.
Sam,
Like
they
making
taught us
pyramids.
how to do that. Yeah, they did that.
There. Damn, got me there. Anyway, number 9.
Wait. So that British lady who does those interviews, another one that I watched, she asked this person who's an expert in ancient Egypt if the
I already know which one you're talking about.
if the pyramids were built from the top down or the bottom up.
She's so good.
I mean, if you're in Minecraft, you can do it from the top down. I feel like you and Sarah are really enjoying this.
I'm gonna need to study her a little bit.
Okay, so number 9.
She's great. She's great. Number 9. You're gonna stand outside, preferably like on a hill, and shout, "Hey, aliens, please abduct me!" at the sky until they get so annoyed that they just listen and do it.
Is this a real like senpai tsundere situation? Is that what you're doing?
No, you just might possibly get like murdered because they're so annoyed with you. But it might work. You never know.
All right, number 10.
This is the last one.
Yeah, this is the last one.
Even if it weren't the last one, this is the last one.
We would make it the last one.
Then I'm not sure we're ending on a high note, but go
I think we are.
Go underground and ask the lizard people if they can get in contact.
That was
fair.
a throwback to our conspiracy theory days.
Yes.
Out of all of these, I think number 10 is the most reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how would you get there?
They're around.
Underground?
You just have to leave the right like things and they'll come get you.
Why don't you just talk to one of those fake birds?
Birds,
Right?
Yeah.
For sure. So again, the biggest takeaway, dear listener, is that UFOs have a lot to do with estate planning.
Yeah.
So prepare for the unexpected. Or wait a minute, what's our new one? Let's see here. Estate planning, because alien abduction is unpredictable, but your legacy doesn't have to be. Or as Cynthia put, reminded me, she didn't put this, I read it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave your legacy in the hands of little green men or probate court.
Woo!
Wow. Thanks for listening. And just to cover all our bases about what you just heard, I'm sorry and you're welcome. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And tell your friends about us. We do webinars and live events. The best way to stay up to date is to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Links are in the show notes. If there's a topic you'd like us to cover, maybe you have a question you'd like us to answer, or maybe you just want to say hi, hit the link in the show notes or go to burch-law.com/podcast and fill out the contact form.
Much better.
Yeah, I thought that had a lot of energy.